beautiful Librans, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Librans, this is a little bonus reading for the next solar eclipse. It occurs on the 20th of April, and it's when the sun, the moon, and the earth will align to create a total hybrid solar eclipse, which is the rarest one of all. Now, it's often called the Ningaloo eclipse, which is an Aboriginal word describing elevated ground or land. Incidentally, Ningaloo Coast in Australia is actually the best place to view it, especially in Exmouth Peninsula. However, spiritually, it's the perfect time to align with your higher self and access higher frequencies for manifestation and for healing. Now, you may also notice subtle changes in your emotions, feeling extra sensitive. Pets and wild animals also feel the shift in energy during an eclipse, so you may notice also that they are pretty much out of sorts with slightly erratic behavior, but this too shall pass. Now, it was often observed that certain spiders would actually dismantle their webs during a solar eclipse to rebuild once the eclipse has passed. So it is noticeable that we all feel the energy and we are all affected by these events, even on the most subtle of levels. So it's good to watch out for that. Now, the alignment of the earth, the sun, and the moon actually represents a powerful time of healing, as I've already mentioned, as well as dissolving differences and coming together as one, as well as activating our pineal gland for collective awakening. So expect a lot more heightened intuition and sensitivity. And if you're psychic or have psychic flashes or awareness, this will also increase during this time as well. Now, eclipses are very chaotic. They offer inspiration to overcome obstacles, but they can also drain your energy or leave your moods fluctuating. So just be a little bit more protective about the energy you give out during this period. The new moon actually shifts into Aries during this time, so it's about putting your goals at the forefront and putting them into tangible practice. Also, it kind of makes an alignment with the planet Pluto, so you may feel a little bit more compelled to detox or transform areas of your life from the inside out. So you'll be paying close attention to diet, exercise routines, sleeping patterns, but you may also feel compelled to declutter your home space or do a little bit of DIY during this period. As it's a second lunation in Aries, it's actually a time of second chances, whether that's in love or financial opportunities or just, a moment for you to reconnect to parts of yourself that you feel detached from. If there's something that you used to love doing, but you feel like, you've outgrown it and you really long to get back towards it, whether it's going out with friends, whether it's, painting, whatever it is that you have longed to return to, this is a time period where you will return to it. Even if it's as simple as, you used to read long, interesting novels in the bath and you just haven't had time to do it anymore, this period will free up a little bit of time for you to actually reconnect to that. Now, also, we are moving into Taurus season. So that's when the sun moves into Taurus, and that's when we start to slow down in the most positive of senses, okay? It's about paying attention to detail. It's also about looking at your finances because, of course, Taurus is all about your acquisitions, success, possessions, money, that sort of thing. But it's also about enjoying the good times in life or enjoying the good things. If you're making a purchase, you'll be thinking more about quality over quantity. And it's really about treating yourself if you have the opportunity to do so. Now, of course, treating yourself doesn't mean you have to spend money. Treating yourself can be, kicking back and relaxing and finding a pocket of time just for for you to either watch TV or, take a walk in the park, whatever it is that you really feel it's time to focus on. Those are the things that you will be thinking about during this period. Now, also, I would say as we move into the solar eclipse, because it is a hybrid energy, it's worth paying close attention to your immune systems, because it's a time where there can be heightened allergies, as well as intolerance to food substances, and getting seasonal colds and things like that. So just watch out for that. Don't overstretch yourself. Balance is the key to everything. Now, Mercury retrogrades, and it's in the sign of Taurus. It retrogrades on the 21st of April until the 14th of May. And this is where we may see some miscommunications within the financial sector. So we may also see changes in currency or alliances forming financially. That's already started to happen, actually. So we are seeing the influence of Mercury retrograding. Even before it happens, we tend to feel the influences or see the shifts at least 2 weeks before an event. And we've already started to see financial alliances occurring in different parts of the world in terms of changing currency and going digital and all of those things. So there is an influence there. So just watch out for that. It's a really good time to check in with your budget personally, and also to make sure that your assets or your finances are protected in separate institutions. Make sure those institutions are not linked in any shape or form, because you would not be financially insured, shall we say, for the full amount if they are spread across institutions that are linked. So they just keep giving me that message over and over and over. My guides are highlighting it. So I don't know anything economically. I'm not really economically minded, but I can, I've got eyes. I can see just as well as everybody else, but the energy keeps coming up. So I keep mentioning it. So I apologize if you keep thinking, Baba, you keep saying it. Well, they want me to drive that message home, particularly, especially since Mercury retrogrades. Now, also, I would say this time period is heightened when tidal forces are strongest. There is an increased chance of seismic events, earthquakes, things like that. So if you're on a fault line, I'm not saying there's a big earthquake coming at all. I don't want anyone to be paranoid or anything like that. I'm not feeling that energy. I'm just thinking that, there is heightened potential for it. Okay, so that's what's coming up there in the energy as well. So again, as I said, looking at your chart, I actually see a lot of positive things. So no worry there. I would also watch out, especially since Mercury retrogrades, watch out for electronic devices. Some of them may break during this period or have glitches. You may notice that telephone systems go down, or there are devices that tend to have issues. Mail going, important mail going into the spam folder, or hard copy mail. Hardcore mail going into, getting lost in the postal system, things like that, or packages that you've ordered, things like that. So just watch out for that. It's not all doom and gloom. Ultimately, an eclipse is a very powerful energy that sees you reassess. Look at what you value in life, especially since it's in Taurus, and really connect to that and bring more of the good stuff in. So this is a very powerful portal that's opening up to higher frequencies. So it makes manifestation easier. And you've got the Lover's card there, which means you're attracting what your heart truly desires. So I would say write a list of all the things that you want to accomplish and watch them unfold as they connect to the energy of that eclipse. So just watch out for that. Now, as I said, your first card here is the Lover's card. So some of you out there may be making a major decision at the moment and trying to weigh up your options. You're actually in a really good position. They want you to know that you're in a very powerful position to make the right decision for you. Use your intuition. I feel like you're going to be deep in thought. You've even got the King of Swords here, so you're strategizing. Perhaps you've got different outcomes in your head of how things may work out. I actually see celebration here for you, you celebrating a win or something going in your favor. What I see here is don't go too fast in making that decision because you want to look at all the details, especially if you're signing contracts, because we've got the Justice card. It's in the resistance position. So this can mean that there may be some delays on documents that you'll have to sign. You may feel a little bit frustrated, but it gives you an opportunity to really think things through and really think things over. So sometimes delays are not a bad thing. And they're indicating, do your due diligence, really look closely at the small print, because if you're signing anything, especially during a Mercury retrograde, there can be a glitch. Now, I'm not seeing it as a negative one, really. It could be a frustrating one. where you may need to return to the document or get the document changed in some way. So I actually just see a return to it, and you're like, oh. Same with purchases. You know, there may be something comes in that you purchase and you're like, oh gosh, I really want the purchase, but I'm going to have to return this one because either someone else has sent it back because there was something wrong with it. I just get a sense of returning during this period. So just watch out for that. That's coming through there. But this is you being in the state of, you know, seeing the pleasure in life or desiring pleasure in life. I mean, who doesn't? The Lover's card really is about you connecting to your heart and what it truly desires. You're in a high state of the law of attraction, because this is what does the heart desire, and bonding to that, and the universe delivering what you desire. You're attracting at this time. Now, as you can see, there's literally like, I mean, it's going to be the other way around, but there's like the semblance there of an eclipse. So I feel if some of you have felt that love has passed you by and you're getting a little bit older and you feel, you know, you still want love, but you're worried that perhaps love is not going to come towards you because you're so independent, you're self-sufficient, you know, you have your own way of doing things, and you may not have had any opportunity to connect to love. This could all change just after this solar eclipse, because I do see that you'll meet someone in a group setting. Now, I'm actually seeing reunion energy. So it could be someone that you, maybe there's a college reunion or a work reunion. It could be someone that you worked with before or went to college with, or someone that, you know, you lost touch with. I don't see it being an ex. I see it being someone that perhaps there was a little bit of, you know, chemistry with you and somebody, but it didn't go anywhere. So I definitely see if you're invited to something, I see you connecting on a love sense to somebody there. I mean, it doesn't have to be a reunion. It could also be that you're invited out to something, because I see it as an invitation. But I do feel there's something here where it feels like you've either known this person before, or it feels like you've known this person before, and this person will be a soulmate. I want you to be aware of that. So if you are looking for love, this reading's not really meant to be about love, but it's coming through because, of course, your first card is the Lover's card, and your 7th house is currently governing you during this period, which is all about partnerships. Okay, now of course the Lover's card is about partnerships, so on a broader scale you will be looking at partnerships in love, but also in friendship, family, business related, all the people that you surround yourself with, and you're going to be looking at who's got your back and who doesn't support the views that you've got, and who drains your energy. And I feel like if there's anything you're dissatisfied with in life, you're going to be really disconnecting from those things and really standing in your power and standing to your morals on a situation. But ultimately, I feel like there's a decision here that needs to be made. Now, for some of you, it may be you're making a major financial decision, maybe a major purchase, because I see you going from the 9 of Pentacles to the 8 of Pentacles here. So this is a slight decrease in finances. I feel it's more to do with something you're actually in control of purchasing. Okay, so I don't see that there's like an unexpected bill or anything like that. It's not showing up here. So if one does show up, it's not showing up in this reading. I'm actually seeing you making some sort of purchase that during this period, you know, it's something you've been yearning for quite some time. I actually see that you get a really good deal on it, and you don't pay as much for it as you thought. So I feel, say for example, you've been looking at it for months, and then suddenly, you know, you decide, I'm going to go and purchase it. And either you receive an email in your email box that says 20% off all items or something like that, or you go to the website and there's some sort of percentage off. So I do see it being a very financially lucrative purchase, because you get it for a really good deal and you're going to be very satisfied with the purchase. But I do see there's some element of perhaps, I mean, long term, you're very satisfied with the purchase, but I feel there may be something that you have to send back. So for example, if it's an item of clothing and you ask for a certain size and they send you the size up or the size down, you're like, this is not my size. Or you just return it. You get the same item in your size, so you're really happy with the outcome, but there's some sort of return element here. Okay, so that's just coming through. Let's move on from that. The Lover's card also tells me that you're trying to find balance in your world, and you're trying, despite the fact that there are a lot of, you know, very depressing and upsetting things going on in the world at the moment, and because you are an empath, you pick up on that energy. You've really been trying to find the good in life. You've been trying to see the positive, because I feel the negative has thrown you down rabbit holes and made you feel very anxious and put you in a lot of deep thought. Now, of course, whilst you're aware of some of the shifts that are going on around the world, I feel like right now you're trying not to dwell on those things, because it will just send you plain crazy. And I feel there is a step back that I'm feeling here. So you may be cutting out like news sources during this time. I actually see you cutting out things that are no longer good for you. And you may be finding moderation to like check in occasionally just to make sure you know what's going on, but at the same time, you're not going to submerge yourself in those areas. I also see you connecting to, better food substances, where you're cutting out anything that makes you feel bloated, lethargic, or that you have some sort of intolerance to, or you feel that every time you eat it, you just don't feel good about yourself, or you've got no energy, or you feel a little bit unmotivated. And I feel like you're really pinpointing areas where you need to take a step back, because it's all about energy during this hybrid solar eclipse. Now we've got the we've got the Empress here, not the High Priestess. We've got the Empress here, and this is, of course, about you standing in your power. You're maturing in your decisions, and the things that you wanted many years ago may not be the things that you want now. So I feel like you're really connecting to the things in the moment and valuing you've always valued what you have, but I feel right now you're valuing yourself in a higher frequency. So no longer are you working for a pay that is less than you truly deserve. I feel like you'll be negotiating a better deal. If you're in an environment where you are connected to work, or you're ambitious in a career sector, I definitely see you negotiating a better deal for more money. You will work harder for this. There is more responsibility with this, but I feel like it's more rewarding. So I see an increase in finances long term, even though this month there may be a little bit of a purchase that nibbles from your savings. I definitely see that you step into some sort of leadership role, or some sort of higher status where you can really get your organization skills to the forefront and make it your own. I see that you are currently being very precise about what you want. You may be in a period of analysis or judgment, making a decision about a next step in your life, and you're being very decisive. Whereas before, you may have just been weighing up your options and feeling a little bit concerned about a situation. You didn't know which way to turn. I feel like the universe is actually giving you a lot of signs right now to go for whatever it is and follow your heart. Signs are really important, and they're going to be very important for you this month in particular. Let me see if they're giving me anything for you in particular. They're showing me cogs of a wheel. Like sometimes you get like those watches and you can see the inner workings, all those little cogs, they're just ticking around. I mean, either someone's just purchased that, or you're going to see something that reveals the inner cogs of something working. Or maybe it's just spiritually, you're understanding the inner workings of something finally, after trying to get a lot of information and do a lot of investigation on something before you do it. I feel like everything is revealed to you. I get this sense that cogs in a wheel are going to be signs and symbols that you will see over the next 6 weeks or so. So you may be walking down the street and see a billboard, and there's actually a picture of cogs in a wheel, all working together. Or it could be that someone purchases you something and the inner workings of it is in some way revealed. It could be a watch that you've got and they're highlighting that this is, a sign for you. So please take it as it resonates. Just look out for cogs and a wheel, okay? That's what's happening there. Now, you are someone who is super talented at what you do. You're very, very gifted. And whatever you turn your head to, or whatever you turn your talent to, you're actually going to be financially rewarded for it. So your plans are coming together is what I see here. The Empress card is very indicative of being very productive, being very creative, and searching for a life of comfort. And I feel like you are going to find that. There is prosperity attracted to you, material abundance in particular attracted to you at this time. Also, some of you may have been like, as we mature, you may have been looking at yourself and wondering, have you lost your looks? Now, I don't like to talk about looks, it's what's inside that counts for me in particular, but this is coming up in the energy, so I've got to mention it. The answer is no, and you are actually going to see, and male or female, this is not a gender-specific reading, it's about the energy. So if you've been thinking you're getting a little bit older and you've been feeling a little bit dissatisfied with the way you look or something like that, I feel like it's a state of mind is what they're showing me. But especially since you're King of Swords and the Five of Pentacles is in the resistance position, they're showing me it's a state of mind. And actually, during the next 6 weeks, you're going to notice a lot of people attracted to you. You're going to be turning heads. So stand true to your power and have confidence in your wonderful self. As we all get older, we all struggle with, like, for example, my knees, going not as good as they used to be, things like that. We all notice certain things. But what they're indicating here is that you've still got it. Okay, so I don't know who needs to hear that message, especially if you're looking for love. This is a time of second chances. So get your wonderful self out there into events or to courses online, hobbies, whatever it is. Put yourself in a group setting. I actually see you meeting someone with friends or people that you know, though, and you will attract love. Okay. Now, also the Empress. Some of you, if you've got a family, for example, and you're looking for love, you may have found it very, very difficult to find someone because, of course, you've got a whole other set of thoughts and stipulations, shall we say, that come with dating someone new, especially you have children. I actually see that this new person that you'll meet, they are a really good father figure, but I actually get a sense that you're not wanting to replace a father figure. And if you're looking for a feminine energy, I also see that this is a wonderful person who would be a mother figure, but at the same time, I also see that you do not want to replace a mother figure. You're looking for someone that you can trust, that brings love and, is just good for you and your family. I don't see you wanting to replace anything at all. But I see that there is a very positive connection between you and someone new. Okay. Now, also, if you do have children and you've been having difficulty recently, the child that you've been having difficulty with, they're showing me, is actually going to do something that really makes you smile and realize actually they love you very deeply and they respect you very highly. But they're going through hormones and things like that, and they're just kicking back. Okay, so that's coming through. They're trying to find their independence, and give them an inch, they'll take a mile, that sort of thing. But they're actually going to show you something that, if you've been worried about the situation, you're going to see that actually they love you deeply and they really respect you, but they're just trying to find that level of independence. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but that's coming out there as well. Now, also the Empress card is really about you focusing on you during this solar eclipse. And as I said, this is not a gender-specific reading. It's about taking the best energy or the worst energy out of the cards in order to give me what they want me to transmute to you. So what they're telling me here is that you are going to be nurturing yourself in a really positive way through exercise, better sleeping patterns, eating habits, and things like that. And some of you may even feel like moving to the countryside or getting out into nature. You're going to really feel compelled to get out into nature during this period, okay? Now, the Nine of Pentacles is a very, very positive card, especially when it comes to finances. It means you're being very disciplined with your finances. You may have been saving up, as I said, for a large purchase. Some of you, it may have been for real estate. And again, I see that you will get it for a little bit lesser than it was on the market for in the first place because you've had to wait. It will actually go down in price is what I'm seeing. But the Nine of Pentacles really is about being conservative in all areas of your life and in terms especially of energy. So I feel like you're investing a lot more energy in yourself at this moment in time, finding a pocket of energy to really, connect to your needs, because I feel like you've been very, I don't want to say motherly, but I want to say that you've been very compassionate for a lot of people. You've been giving a lot of your energy out recently, and I feel that you're just going to kick back and relax a little bit more me time here. Now, also, the Nine of Pentacles indicates that you are going to be very financially comfortable at this time, and you've built like a very strong foundation financially. So should there be any economic fluctuation, I feel like you are secure in the position that you're putting yourself in right now. But right now, I also feel like if you're in a working environment, you're just keeping your head down, doing you, and, accumulating the finances to put it into action for whatever area you want that finance for. Now, if you're retired, I definitely see you enjoying your time, your retirement. I see you enjoying your freedom to get out into nature. Some of you, and I mean, I'm only feeling a percentage of like 60%, okay? Some of you may be like tending to gardens or allotments and things like that, or wanting to, so that you can reconnect with nature. Some of you may actually just want to connect spiritually to a spiritual retreat, because I'm getting a sense of being out in nature. So you may have booked some sort of travel to go to really connect and be one with nature. But I definitely see over the hybrid solar eclipse that the majority of you, whether you're retired or whether you work from home or whether you are in a working environment, that you yearn to get into nature, but also that you're going through a very spiritual elevation, and there's a lot of personal growth here as well. Now, we do have the Libran card of justice there. It's in the resistance position. So some of you may have felt a little bit off balance recently, or you just didn't feel quite yourself. You may have felt like everything's always speeding on by, that like you're having to run around and do a lot of things, juggle all over the place, and you just felt like you haven't had any time for you. But that will change. You will find that balance as we move through the solar eclipse. But also the card in this position can indicate that something just hasn't been fair right now. You may have felt that you've been left out. It could have been in a clique, for example, at work or in your community. You may have felt that someone has alienated you in some way, or you felt that they have been dishonest or unfair in some way, and you're trying to make adjustments by being your best self, shining your wonderful light. And that actually, it shows them that you don't need their situation. I just got a sentence they gave me: I don't need your charity. I don't need your charity. So I don't know what that is for. Okay, I don't see you being in need for anything. I see you being very self-sufficient. I feel that you've got everything going on. So if someone tried to, for example, there's some people who are like, oh, I know everything, and I'm going to give you this advice out of the goodness of my heart because I want to control your situation. I want to tell you how you should do it according to my terms and expectations. Those people. You may have been dealing with someone like that, who is like, even if it's like someone at work who's like, we've always done it this way. Don't try and do it differently. I know it may be easier the way you want to do it and more efficient the way you want to do it, but actually we've been doing this a long time and we prefer it done this way, where it takes several hours rather than 30 minutes, just because we know best. Those sort of people. So you may have been dealing with someone like that, or something just feels really unfair. You may have been feeling like you're being micromanaged by somebody in your life. Doesn't have to be in the working environment. It can be a family member who's been trying to tell you that their way is the best way. Especially if you're a new mother, there may be someone around you who's saying, oh, I've been through this, so I'm going to tell you what is best and you're not doing the right thing. Or, I just get this sense that you're just going to be your wonderful self, and they're going to step back and they're going to see, actually, you got this, okay? But be your wonderful best self, and, diplomacy is important as well, because you don't want to fracture any relationships there. I feel by you taking a step back, it actually helps them see where they've been overstepping a mark in some way. Now, also, they're indicating that you need a little bit more music in your life, is what they're showing me, to raise your frequency. So if you've been feeling a little bit low energy or low vibe, or just feeling really dissatisfied, thinking, is this it? Is this all there is? Okay, I feel there's definitely an opportunity for you to raise your vibrations by bringing a little bit more music into your life. Incidentally, they haven't given me a song for you just yet, so maybe they will, but they're just saying a little bit more music. Now, of course, if you want anything in life, cause and effect, you have to take action on it. There's something you're formulating, a plan. We've got the King of Swords. You're dissecting something and you're really strategizing your next move. It will work in your favor. Have courage to see it through to the end, which I do see you doing. And I see that actually the universe rewards you and you will celebrate this. There is a win coming for you, a victory, okay? Now, if you've been at college or university, or you've been studying for something, maybe you've been going to night school or college, or be doing courses online, I definitely see you gaining some sort of recognition, a certificate, an award that will see you celebrating your wonderful self and being very proud. But it also helps you put yourself in a very good position financially to get a better job if that's what you're looking for. Also, King of Swords, if someone has been telling you an untruth or has been keeping something from you, after the solar eclipse, they're actually showing me after the solar eclipse, it will be revealed. A truth is revealed to you, okay? So it could literally be, I mean, some people keep things from people innocently. So if one of your friends, for example, is pregnant, they may be keeping it on a down low because they're worried that something may go wrong. And even though you're the first person that they would run to tell, they're thinking, you know what, just don't want to jinx it. I'm going to keep it to myself. So they may reveal that they are pregnant, and you knew all along, because intuitively I feel like you know this. But there are some instances where people keep something from you that can be really positive, okay? But I do feel you may find something out where you've been kept out of the loop, and you may actually take it personally, okay? Sending you a huge hug out there. I don't feel it was meant to be personal, but I can see how you would feel like that. And so will the person see that as well. But what I feel is whoever this person is, they look at you and they see that you're doing so well, that you have got all that they would want in the world. So whenever something doesn't go very well for them, they feel a failure next to you. So I feel there's something here that maybe they're not telling you that they will tell you after the solar eclipse, and you may judge them quite harshly at first, but I feel it's to do with their low self-worth. That's what I'm feeling. I'm not giving anyone an excuse, but that's what I'm feeling here. Underneath, this person feels inadequate next to you in some way, and they're struggling. So I feel like they didn't want to tell you that they're struggling with something. Okay. Now, the Five of Pentacles also in this position for you in particular, my beautiful Librans, is really positive because it indicates anything that you've let go of financially, or anything you feel like you've lost out on, you will regain in a more positive sense. A Five of Pentacles in this position can indicate a new job, a new home, or hope returning in a situation where you felt like you lost faith. The universe will provide and will actually give you sanctuary and give you an opportunity to get even better than you had before. Okay, so now some of you, there's a real energy here of some of you have feeling unwell, or you may have gone through a procedure, or you may have been long-term sick on something. I definitely see after the solar eclipse you're going to have a little bit more vitality, and you're going to be healing. You're going to get that gift of healing there. So I do feel, I gotta be honest, that you won't be running on all cylinders. I do feel like there's still movement or room for more progress. Room for maneuver was what I was going to say, not movement. I do feel like there's a little bit more progress to be made, but I do see just after the solar eclipse, you're going to feel a lot better than you have been feeling, is what I'm picking up on there as well. Again, I would reiterate, and this is for everyone, just watch your immune systems during this period, and also heightened allergies. Now, we do have the Surrender card, which is the Hangman. Now, this is about gaining wisdom from a situation, deep in thought. I feel during this period, there are going to be a lot of revelations for you. And if you've been feeling that you've been going around in circles, or things have been really mundane and there's been repetitive cycles in your life, and you're trying to bring a little bit more spontaneity into your world, you're definitely going to find a way to do that by looking at life from a different perspective. Also, everything that you sacrifice to get to where you want to go in life is going to be worth it, okay? You're going to be looking at the sacrifices that you made. And when you get the Hangman energy, this really is a time for releasing an old way of doing something and embracing something new that will no longer be restricted, shall we say. Anything or anyone who's been holding you back in life, this is a time where you've been reflecting on those situations and you are sacrificing something to gain something better. Okay, and I definitely see that in your cards, sacrificing something to get something better. Now, also, as you can see, there's a maze in that person's stomach. So if you've been worried about something, or you felt that the world has been very topsy-turvy, you will find inspiration during this period by seeing things from different angles, different viewpoints, and limiting different avenues. For example, just before you go to bed, make sure you're not watching any news articles that are, I mean, what's going on around the world at the moment, of course, is intense, and it is devastating, and all of those things, and it will be detrimental to your energy, especially as you fall asleep. Okay, so just watch out for, all the things that you allow into your body, mind, and soul, especially before you go to sleep. In general, but especially before you go to sleep, because that is when your energy is trying to work things out, and you may find that when you wake up the next morning, your energy, you just feel, even though you had a really nice long sleep, you feel really drained in your energy because your body is, absorbing everything around you. We are all energy, okay? They're indicating don't be afraid to take an alternative route. That's what they're giving me. Don't be afraid to look at something from a different viewpoint and take an alternative route, even when people are not going in the same direction as you. There's going to be circumstances where you intuitively know something and other people can't see it. Know that you are listening to your hunches for a reason and you're heading in the right direction. Stand true to what you believe in is what they're giving me there as well. Now, of course, we have the maturity card, which is, of course, the strength card. So again, this is about you having deep knowledge that some other people just don't have. And this card indicates you have a lot of power. You're leaving a situation with a lot of power. You are someone who is wonderfully generous and kind and has, a lot of moral value as well. And I feel like by sticking to your innate sense of what is right and integrity, I feel like you will win a situation. So if you're going through a legality or you're going through a divorce, for example, and you feel that the person that you thought was someone that you love deeply, you're wondering, where did the love go? How did it get so cold so quickly? I feel like you will win this situation. I don't feel like it's a situation you really wanted to be in the first place, but I get a sense that you will come out on top, but lead with integrity and diplomacy, because this other person, they will show their true colors, and it will go in your favor, especially because of that. Now, of course, 8 is the number of the self. So I feel, again, if you've been unwell, you have a lot of strength. You will have more strength than you had before, but normally on the strength card, the woman puts the hand in the lion's mouth. So I feel there's something here that you're thinking about that's really daring, really bold and different. It may be different than what your family have done before you, or it may be different from your friends and those around you. You're being guided, you're being helped in a situation, and you're right on track for a lot of success. So be bold, be daring, but go slow. Take it easy. Make sure you investigate all avenues before you take that leap of faith. Okay. Now, the 8 of Pentacles does indicate that you have been working really hard, whether you are in the working environment or you're retired. I definitely see that you've been focusing a lot on projects, and over this hybrid solar eclipse, you're going to be very productive and you're going to get a lot done. Now, some people think the more you do something, the more you get bored at it. But actually, the more you do something, the better you get at it, and you become a master or a mistress of your craft. So I'm seeing how talented and gifted you are at what you do. And some of you may be thinking about, a hobby that you've got that actually is a real talent, and it may not have been fully explored yet. During this period, you may launch something where you explore it further and you can actually make money from it. It may even be something that you can do from the home space, because I can see here setting up like an independent business, which frees yourself up financially. Even if you're retired, there may be something creative that you love doing, and ultimately people want what you've got. So I definitely see you being able to sell that if you want to, which will bring, a little bit more of a nest egg to your pension and things like that. Okay. Now, the 8 of Pentacles also indicates that you've worked so hard and you've accomplished quite a lot, but you're still in the process of doing something. And I feel some of you may decide to put yourself on a course of learning to embrace an opportunity to develop it deeper and gain a greater understanding of it. For some of you, it may be a spiritual practice. It doesn't always have to be in the working environment. It can be something that you're developing, psychic awareness or scrying, whatever it is that you feel compelled to focus on at this time. I definitely see you putting yourself in a group setting to learn a little bit more, gain some knowledge, and you're going to be very accomplished in it. You have a lot of skills as well, but you're going to find new ways to apply what you know so that you are someone who is celebrated within your field. You know, even if you're retired, you may write a book about something that you used to do when you were in the working environment, and you find a creative outlet for expressing what you did, and therefore impart your knowledge to others and financially be recompensed for it as well. But the Eight of Pentacles indicates you have intense focus over this solar eclipse, and you may feel that things are in a bit of a repetitive cycle, but I feel actually you're getting back to the good old days. You're taking a real step to the good old days, as you may call them, whatever they may be for you, because the Six of Cups is a card of reuniting with things that you used to do, or things that you used to love, or people that you used to love as well. It's a very nostalgic card. It's all about sweet memories, you know, and yearning for the security of those good old days. So I do feel there's going to be an opportunity for you to step back in time almost and do something that you used to love. It's definitely a time for second chances for you. Now, the Six of Cups can also indicate someone that you work with, because it's over the Eight of Pentacles, may reach out. If you're looking for a new job opportunity, they may suddenly reach out with one for you. So again, I would take it slow, investigate all areas of it, because I feel it may be a little bit more work than, I mean, it's good money, but I feel like it may be a little bit more work than is, how can I put that? You know, it may be a little bit more work for the money that they're offering, but I feel like you can negotiate a better deal if you stand true to your power and have confidence in your gifts and your skills, because you are the best person for the job. That's what I'm seeing. When you've got the Empress there, you've got the Nine of Pentacles, and you've also got the Eight of Pentacles. That tells me that you're the best person for the job. So hold true to your values, okay? Also with the Six of Cups, this is an indication that the universe is going to gift you something that you deserve. Some good karma is coming right back to you over, well, I feel it's just after the solar eclipse, okay? So I'm getting a real sense with this Six of Cups that I just want to, yeah, it's almost like I feel either someone repays a debt, or your past brings forth a gift to the present. So it could be something you learnt, you know, a life lesson that you learnt a couple of years ago that you're like, why did that happen? It may manifest now, and you're like, oh, that's why I learned that. Now I know how to take care of that situation in a different way. So I feel like something from your past helps you in the present moment. It could even be that, you know, you kept documents from a past situation hidden in the loft or something, and you're like, oh my gosh, I really wish I had this document right now because I need it for whatever. And you're like, actually, I used to keep things like that. Let me see if I kept it. And you've kept it. And they're showing me that it gives a really positive outcome. Okay, that's really random, but that's come up there as well. Now, your final card is the Three of Cups, celebration, good news, and also, you know, sharing good news. So I feel like there is a time for people coming together in joy for you. I feel like you're going to get out there and have a little bit more fun. So if you have been focusing a lot on finances, because we got the Nine of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles there, it can indicate that you've been working so hard, or you've been so focused on your projects that you haven't had time to come up for air and enjoy yourself. But as we move from April into May, you're definitely going to be able to, you know, be a little bit excited about something and also enjoy something. Get out there, dance if you can, or be in nature. You may even, I get a sense that you're going to be invited to something. It could be somebody's wedding. It could be someone's birthday. You're going to get an invitation to something where you're going to meet good people and have, you know, a lot of good times, a lot of pleasure there. Now, let me just pull a card on this Three of Cups. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful? Because they're showing me something you've been thinking about, or something you've been manifesting for some time is showing up for you. Queen of Pentacles and the the Five of Cups. Yeah, so it could be something that you thought you lost out on, something that you're worried about. Five of Cups is a card of looking at things that did not go well or that you lost out on. It can be things that you found difficult. And as you can see, the universe is delivering 2 cups here. Something that you're not even aware of just yet is really positive, and it's just around the corner. And the Queen of Pentacles indicates that you worked really hard for this, whatever it is. And it could even be a job, you setting up a job from home that will bring in this money, because the Queen of Pentacles is, the Queen of Abundance in the home space. But this is about you being committed to your financial prosperity and using all your resources available to you. But don't focus on anything that's going wrong, okay? Because the more you focus on things that go wrong, the more we attract that to ourselves. So, for example, if you're in an interview situation, you're going for a new position, if you've lost your job before you came to this position, or before you came to this reading, or you walked away from your job before you came to this reading, don't focus on your weaknesses. I know they'll give you that, horrible question, like, what would you consider your weaknesses? I would research a really clever way to answer that question, but don't really focus on your weaknesses. Don't be thinking, you know what, I've got a missing gap in my resume, or I don't have that one thing that they're asking for. They will train you in that. That is what I'm seeing here. So be confident in the skills that you do have, because you are unique and that is your superpower, okay? And you are the best person for the job. That's what I see. So if you have an interview coming up, be your best wonderful self. It is yours for the taking. I actually see that if you're interviewing for a couple of things, I feel like the first one you may not get it, but the second one is yours, and that is a better opportunity than the first one. That is what I'm seeing, okay? The Moon card. I would pay close attention to your dreams. Stand true. If you've been going through a difficult time, you will find a solution to your situation. As you can see, there's a pathway being made clear for you, a portal, okay, being made clear for you. They're showing me that something that you're uncertain about becomes a very positive outcome. Okay, so just seeing if I've got anything more from this moon energy. The moon is like caution. Okay, so again with the Hangman and the cause and effect in that position, we've got, don't go too fast. Act with caution and care. That's in spending, it's like moderation in all areas of life. And the moon indicates a hidden truth comes to light. So that's what I keep coming up with. I keep getting that energy. But it's about facing your fears. And what you don't realize is that the universe is orchestrating something behind the scenes that you're not even aware of. They want me to show you. The moon card basically means, something is, there's a great opportunity lying in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to arise in your life. You're not even aware of it yet. And as you can see, that figure there is not even aware of the opportunity that is waiting for him to turn around and see. And I feel like it's a very, very exciting opportunity for you. So trust in the universe. All will be revealed just after the solar eclipse. Okay. Now, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Librans? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? We've got Ring. So there's commitments there. That really connects to that Lovers card. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. There's 2 other cards there that they want me to show you, and I will in a moment, of course. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Thank you so much. We've got the Moon, and we've got Wings. Okay. So we've got here transition, snow moon. Of course, it's not a snow moon. It's the Ningaloo eclipse, of course, which is transition, low resources, hibernation, embrace change, renewal, cleansing, soul searching, darkness, scarcity, make plans for the future, and rest. And I definitely think this is something that you're preparing for in your energy already. And I feel like you're in a really good position to welcome change in, actually. And I feel like you're the one who's in control of those changes. We also have your guides are helping you, all is well. So if you needed a message to hear that in a plain sentence, there it is, all is well. So there is nothing to worry about. Now we've also got Ring there, financial commitments. So this could be you looking at things like your repayment plans, restructuring your finances. It's also got long-term investment. It could also be partnership, work, together fulfilling career. So some of you may be setting up in business. You may be setting up in a partnership. I do feel like you have the upper hand if you're in a partnership, a business partnership. And I feel like you may just want to pay close attention to contracts. Even if you're in a partnership, you may find that, or you run your own business, there may be someone who wants to leave. I see that there as well. But I actually see that you save money on that, because I feel that perhaps this person has been downsizing the amount of work that they've been doing for some time. We've also got extra money coming on in, maturing investment. Okay, you keep getting that word mature. Celebration is there as well. And it says career, retail, beauty, finished work, retirement. Okay, so good opportunities there for you. Also, it says beauty. So I want you to be aware as well that male or female, you're attracting attention at this time as well. I mean, you always do, but I feel you're going to notice it this time round. We've got moon, fleeting funds, unknown source, being guided, moonlighting, the odd job, night shift, part-time. Okay, so some of you may take a side hustle or something that you do from home. We've also got wings there as well. And it says rising above money issues, business taking off, profit, spiritual work, life purpose, and mission. So a lot of you will be focusing on your true north, your true life's purpose, and just really checking in to see if you're on the right path. And some of you may have felt like you are not on the right path because you felt it's been so difficult, but you're about to turn a corner and things are about to get better than ever before, is what they're showing me. I'm just going to go and get some runes before we close. Okay, so the first one here we have, we've got the home rune. So it's about property. Some of you may be buying property. This is also about healing. It can be about purchasing in your dwelling space. You may do some restructuring, DIY, things like that. Material gain as well with this rune. This is really about stability. Okay, so some of you may even be selling a property. And I do feel that you may have been influenced by, if you're with a real estate person, you may have been influenced by a real estate person, realtor, to lower the price of your property. I would say if you're going to do that, don't lower it too, I mean, I don't know anything, but I'm getting, don't lower it too much, okay? Because I feel like you will find someone who is going to purchase it. Okay, so just watch out for that, okay? We've also got this rune here, which of course is the horse, and that's about making progress, movement. Some of you may be actually moving or taking a vacation. There are changes occurring for you that are actually very, very positive. Trust the movement, trust the progress. It may have seemed like a long journey, but I feel like you're very close towards, you know, the future that you've been planning. So I feel like there's positive changes afoot here for you, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something does resonate in that reading for you. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Librans. Love and light.